The following is a paid advertisement. The views expressed are the sole responsibility of the advertiser.
I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, you have roof damage on your home. What can you do about it? And also, you want to sell your home with roof damage. Can you? Some amazing listings to show you as well. It's a great show. It's just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate.
Managing your investment property is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Sign up at GoRent123.com. 2. Let Greater Orlando Realty handle all of the management of your property. 3. Sit back and count your money. Visit GoRent123.com today.
Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or even looking to sell your home, this next 30 minutes is designed just for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, with my attorney advice throughout the way. If you have any questions whatsoever during the program, people are standing by. I will leave the phone number on the screen during the entire show, 407-205-0400. Great show for you today. You will not want to miss a single second. But first, the opening statement. I know we've heard about the hurricane that rolled through here a couple weeks ago, and many of you right now are still dealing with issues with your roof or damage to your home. What do you do in that situation? Do you just write a check and get a new roof? Do you call a roofing company first? But also what I've seen as well is people have damage to their homes right now. Maybe your home was damaged and then you're in the middle of selling it. I have my great friends here to talk about the roofing aspect of that, but also some fantastic real estate agents here to talk about what do we do if we're trying to sell our house during that time. We're gonna answer all of those questions, and we're gonna do so by asking real questions. Every Saturday here on You Have Real Estate, we ask real questions to the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. We start off the show today with my two good buddies from Universal Roofing Contracting, Cory and Justin here. What's up, guys?
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm great. You're some of my favorite guests ever, as you probably know that. You've been on all of our shows.
You're my favorite host ever.
Thank you very much. You two, and I didn't know this before the show, have actually spent some time down in Southwest Florida helping the people down there. Yeah. Thank you for that, number one. What's going on down there?
It's a scene. I actually got into that area the day after the storm hit.
Really?
So the flooding was still intense. The damage was still at a desperate level. No contractors have been in there yet. It was just kind of like right after the storm, that scene was pretty horrific. So we were actually offering free tarping services and things like that. And we were required to kind of throw them over our shoulders and walk through waist deep water just to get from one house to the next. And no way to really prepare for that as we drove in there and got into that scene. So
while everyone else was playing Monopoly at home, you two are heading down to really with the heart of the storm. So thank you for that. Absolutely. I get very concerned after a storm rolls through. We've all seen it before. You got these people coming and knocking on your door. They're roofing companies, roofing contractors, not even from the state oftentimes. Yeah. How do I know that the roofing person that's coming to knock on my door is legit?
You got to ask a lot of questions. You got to be super protective. Even out in Southwest Florida, we were carrying around our business license with us just to let people know we've been in town or in state for 30 years. I-75 was literally bottlenecked with contractors, and we were looking at license plates from all over the country that were coming down there. And there's actually been even some arrests down there with people who aren't licensed and all that. So it is super, super important. Be careful what you sign at the door. When you're in those kind of situations, desperation is the first thing on your mind to get taken care of. So just make sure that you're asking all the appropriate questions and doing all the research that you can.
Yeah, it makes me nervous. People are very vulnerable during these times. Universal's been around for a very long time. I know that we can trust you. Tell me a little bit about Universal.
Like you said, we've been around for 30 years. And one of the big aspects of us is we're family-owned and veteran-owned. And right now, people are just looking for help, somebody that they can trust. And that's something we're very proud and happy to be able to offer them. Like Cory said, being local is great. Being in the state is a good one too. But being able to show people the equity that we've put into our own community over the past 3 decades, and it's just a no-brainer. It's fun to be able to do that.
Let's say I'm watching at home right now and I do notice some leaking in my roof and my ceiling still, and I haven't really done anything. I've been trying to get the rest of my life together. Do I just make a phone call to you? Do I call the insurance company first? How does that process really work?
Well, you want to start by getting an inspection first. We'll be able to see things, we're certified, we're trained, we know exactly what we're looking for, and then what we do is we share those findings with you, and then we'll walk you through the next steps on how to get your insurance company involved if that's what you want to do. And right now, that's what everybody wants to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you've even talked to another roofing company already and you don't like what you've seen, you don't like what you've heard, call right now, 407-205-0400. You will like these guys as much as I do, and you two personally. I mean, you're both very experienced in this roofing world. You can walk into a house quickly and know what's going on.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and we're seeing a lot right now where a one-time leak happens with sustained wind-driven rain. It kind of freaks the homeowner out a little bit because they see that brown spot. But then we actually do an inspection, and maybe the roof's actually in good shape, and it won't leak under a normal rain situation. And then we get on roofs where there are exposed nail heads all over the place, and the next time it rains, they're going to have a world of hurt. So we try to mitigate that by getting tarping put on, getting the insurance company involved, or doing a repair, whatever makes sense for that. But we're a one-stop shop when it comes to that, and we can identify those problems and get them taken care of really quickly.
Yeah. How long to get that tarp on the roof? Because it is disconcerting if you're a homeowner and you literally see water coming down because you have a roof problem. That's pretty scary. This is your biggest investment of your lifetime. How long do you think before we get that tarp up there?
Yeah, we actually have emergency tarping in place. So even in Southwest Florida, we got guys that are on the ground there ready. So as our team goes around and identifies the need for a tarp, we can get somebody there within 24 hours typically. Wow. We are carrying around synthetic underlayment in our trucks, so when we're doing contracts with people or helping people and we realize that it's going to be a mess, the next time the rain comes, we're doing the best we can to help as well. But we've got that in place and ready to go.
Synthetic underlayment. I know what that means.
There you go.
I have no idea. What is that?
That's basically the underlayment that's used for the roofing build. So what we do is we carry a roll with that with us to take care of any temporary or smaller areas. If you don't need a full roof tarp, we can still button you up really quick on site.
And what kind of damage can be done to my house if I'm saying, look, I'll wait a few weeks before I call Universal, but I do have some leaking going on. What kind of damage can that lead to?
So a lot of interior damage. So if you have an active leak, and not the one-offs like Cory was saying, but you actually suffer storm damage and now you have an active leak going in, postponing that or just delaying that can just lead to more interior damage. Mold can start growing. The only two things mold needs is heat and moisture, and a leaky roof will provide plenty of both. Got it.
How does that conversation go? When you first come into my house, what is it like? Describe that scene.
Yeah, so basically, we're gonna show up on time. We're gonna walk you through the steps. We're gonna sit down with you, kind of like in this setting here, and just ask you all the questions and see just how much pain really was caused before we even do our inspection. That kind of gives us a good place to start when we do our inspection. We'll do a full exterior inspection. We'll do a full rooftop inspection, and then we're gonna go in the attic as well and see what's happening underneath, so we can really identify what the root of the problem is.
Are there some latent things that could be going on that I don't necessarily see, and maybe these roofing companies from far away aren't going to notice, but that are really considered damage from the hurricane?
Yeah, I mean, there are textbook ways to look at what the insurance company actually calls storm damage. Yeah. A creased, missing, torn shingle, hail strikes, collateral damage is very big, as you're walking the property, and that's why we do that. But sometimes just the loss of adhesion on a shingle is not really enough. It might be an old roof, those kind of things. So yeah, you need somebody that's trained to do it. A lot of the out of states, as we were talking about, they don't understand Florida. They don't understand what happens here. And so that's why it's super important. And as Justin said, getting in the attic is something that most roofers aren't willing to do, but it's one of the most important things because, just because the brown spot hasn't made its way into the ceiling, it doesn't mean it's not coming. So if we can get in the roof and identify where in the decking has been compromised or even in the insulation, it's only a matter of a few more rains before it makes its way into the ceiling. So,
Cory, Justin, great job as always. The only roofing company we trust. That's it.
Yeah, thank
Funny, we were doing a show before this, and we were talking to a lawyer who handles roofing claims, and he knew you guys and was raving about it as well. So
absolutely.
That's all I ever hear is great stuff.
Thank you for having us.
And do yourself a favor. If you have any roofing issue whatsoever, from the storm or even pre-storm, or you're not sure if it's covered or not covered, this is a free phone call. I promise you, you will not pay a single penny. Justin and Cory will come see you. And here's the phone number, 407-205-0400. You will not regret making that phone call. I assure you. Here's what we're going to do. Quick break. When we return, two good buddies of mine, the Hodge brothers, are here from LPT. In fact, it's Matt Hodge's first appearance, his brother's second appearance, and after the first appearance, I got so many calls saying that is one of the smartest real estate agents I've ever seen on your program. So that's all just ahead as You Have Real Estate continues. Do threats from the IRS have you spinning out of control? Call me today or visit youhavepower.com. Well, what a treat for me this is, certainly a treat for you as well. From LPT, my good buddies, Matt Hodge for the first time on the show. How are you, bro?
I'm doing well, man.
I've known you for a long time.
Well, yeah.
We've never done the show together, have we?
Not. No,
well,
I'm excited
welcome.
to be here.
I'm excited to be here. And your brother, Roger's back. And like I was telling you guys before, literally last time he was on, people were calling in saying, that guy is smart. That guy is a super smart agent right there.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot? You talk about everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see how it goes.
It's a shadow of me.
Talk to me really quick about this deal, because we had a hurricane roll through. A lot of people have problems with their house right now. If I'm trying to sell my home, how does that affect my closing?
So if a storm comes, you can do what's called force majeure, which basically will delay the closing and give everyone the opportunity to extend the closing. There's been quite a few people who are under contract. Their homes that they were going to purchase were damaged. They had to walk away from that, or seller maybe had some repairs that they had to make. So it gives you an opportunity to kind of make those repairs or walk away from the sale in the event that you have an issue like we did.
Have we seen a lot of deals falling through because of the storm?
So on our end, for our M. Hodge group, we have not seen, because fortunately where we had some of our listings or even buyers under contract, the homes fortunately didn't have too much damage. I think the worst one I had was a screen popped out. Right? So we signed a hold harmless for that, and they're like, I'll replace the screen on my own.
Right.
So, but there are others who may not be experiencing the same stories, and so it kind of depends on where that home was situated within our disaster area.
Now, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about LPT here for a minute, because you two were very new to the LPT deal. Matt, I know you were instrumental in starting LPT, kind of changing the game when it comes to real estate, not just in Central Florida, not just in Florida, nationwide. I mean, one of the fastest growing, if not the fastest growing real estate company in America. Tell me about LPT.
So LPT is kind of disrupting the industry in a really positive way. We really kind of looked at the business model and kind of like the relationship between the brokerage and the agent, and realized it was pretty broken in most cases. So we basically went out and tried to right that wrong and said, hey, what does it look like for a brokerage to provide real tools in today's market to help the agent succeed in their personal branding, creating more exposure for their clients, and then obviously a great experience when you're purchasing with us. So we really kind of took that on and have made a lot of positive changes, I believe, in the industry that we're starting to see ripple effects and other people start to react to.
Yeah. Roger, how has it affected you? How has it benefited you switching over to LPT?
It has definitely been a great transition. And so the gaps that what he was describing is where even when we had our own little thing going on the side, this company has helped solve that.
Right.
And so, I mean, one big example is us here right now, right? Being able to showcase and kind of be that voice for the agents as well as the consumer, whether they're a buyer or a seller.
Yes.
So.
Speaking of showing off listings on this program, this is one that I guess I don't know, stalking Matt or something, because I saw this yesterday on your social media, and I was like, my goodness, what a beautiful home, and I can walk there from my own house. Tell me about Benton Shire Place.
Yeah. So I'll let you
All right,
walk us through that.
Let me jump on this
All right,
one. This
do it.
one. So I actually had to take a couple notes for because this home has a lot to unpack.
I can tell by the pictures, and the people at home now are seeing the pictures of this house that looks brand new.
It's practically, so it's built in 2011, so I'm gonna kind of run through some stats and then some of the features that come with the home. So, it's a 5-bedroom, 5.5 bath. It's just under 5,000 square feet. It's definitely an entertainer's dream style home. So some of the things that you can get is a large resort style pool. It has a built-in water feature, a water slide, and a lazy river. I was like, wow, a lazy river? That's okay. So some more really cool features. It has a private regulated full tennis court. It sits on an oversized lot that's just about under an acre, and it comes with its own private movie theater, a large master suite on the first floor. It is in a natural gas community, and so the community community is called Vermont. It's in Longwood, and it's so close to the A-rated schools in Seminole County. So you get Lake Mary High as well as Markham Middle, and you also have easy access to Wekiva trails for miles of exploration, and you have your own private trail to the Wekiva Trail, which is actually really cool. It also has a courtyard with wood-burning fire pit, a casita, or an attached mother-in-law suite for those extended guests that don't want to leave.
Love it.
Outdoor kitchen, stainless steel appliances, gourmet kitchen. I mean, you name it, this home has it. So if you're definitely interested, or you know someone interested, you definitely got to come check this out. It's a must-have for sure.
Yeah, and at that price point for that home and that location, it's hard to beat that price right there.
It's hard to beat it.
And again, an area I know very, very well, and just it's beautiful. That Markham Woods corridor is a fantastic place to live, great place to raise a family. Yeah. Matt, great to see you, brother. Open invitation. Please come back and see you soon. I know your duties involve radio and all sorts of other things also, but open invite to come here. Roger, a pleasure to see you as always, buddy. Tell the wife hello as well.
I will.
Here's what we're going to do. Quick break. When we return, You Have Real Estate continues. You own a house. You have windows and doors, obviously. When is it time to replace those windows and doors? I don't know. You know who does know? Dan Brigman does. He's with Renewal by Anderson. Welcome to the show, buddy. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great.
People know it's time to replace the roof because it's leaking. They know it's time to replace the driveway because it's cracking. Windows and doors, when is it time to replace them?
You know, truthfully, the sad answer is if you've got single pane windows, today.
Yeah.
If you've got double pane windows that are over 5 years old or 7 years old, right in that time frame, you need to look at replacing them.
They look so much better when replaced, but also when you think about the electric bill, huge difference.
Big difference. There's a lot of new technology that goes out there. You can save anywhere from 25%, in some cases as high as 40% on your electric bill.
And you talk about vinyl windows sometimes. Are those good or bad?
Well, in Florida, they're bad. Vinyl's a fancy word for plastic.
Yeah.
And when you heat plastic up, it loses its rigidity, puts pressure on the glass pack, it fails, you get the fogging in the windows, and nobody likes to look through fog.
I don't know what I need. How much does it cost to have you come out and tell me what I need?
It doesn't cost you anything but your time.
Literally the only place to go for windows and doors, in my opinion. The best in the business. You know that. You should know that as well. Call Renewal by Anderson today. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. They'll come out, tell you what you need. Great price, great service. Renewal by Anderson. Welcome back to the show. Pleased to be joined now by our old friend JJ Mackle. It's been a while, I guess.
Not that
You've been on the show a lot.
Yes.
You might be the record holder, actually. I don't know.
Nah.
You're right at the top. You've been here on the show many times.
You can only handle me so much.
Always happy to have you. Scott Sturgill, good friend of mine, first time on this program, I believe.
It is the first time. I've been on the radio program a few times.
I know.
You're actually dressed up for once.
Yeah, I still have my hoodie. It's back in the green room. Anyway, Scott, let me start with you. And here's what I wanted to talk about quickly, because we just showed a great house in Seminole County. You've grown up in Seminole County. You've run a business in Seminole County, been involved in Seminole County politics for many, many years. A lot of people have come to me recently scared off by Seminole County because of this political mess we've had there. I think Seminole County, to me, is where I live. I think it's a fantastic place to live. It's where Dallas Lehman lives. I know it's been a mess politically there, but what do you think, as a lifelong resident of Seminole County, would you still move there?
So I'm a fourth generation Seminole County resident.
Wow.
So to me, Seminole County's home. I'm raising my kids there. I'm a product of the public school system. Yes, we've got the mess politically that's being cleaned up. Those sentencings will happen here in December.
Yep.
But it's probably the best thing for the county is to get all these bad characters out. They've done their crimes, they're going to be charged, sentenced, get them out of the process. But Seminole County, home values are so high. We've got a great school system. We've got some great elected leaders there in Seminole County, and I can't think of a better place that you would want to raise a family.
Yeah, if you think about our constitutional officers in Seminole County, it's really top notch now, from the sheriff on down. We have some great people leading Seminole County, and I don't want people to be dissuaded from moving there.
No, but obviously house prices are all-time high. It is one of these markets that is tough to get into. So for first-time home buyers, I feel bad for them.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to be moving way out,
Seminole County is a huge opportunity for me. So,
is that right?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
They're pouring into their infrastructure. I mean, they've got the zoo, they've got the historical downtown, they're 45 minutes from the beach.
Yeah.
They're really working on bringing more people there. There's a lot of new builders there. We're listing a commercial property on Elm Street in the future over there.
Oh, really?
Yes, but location is convenient. It's charming. It has lakes. It's near. It's just a gorgeous place to live.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is they're pouring into their political structure, the infrastructure. I've only seen positive things.
Well, that's the nice thing about having business leaders who are now elected, because they understand about putting infrastructure in place first, making those investments before we greenlight more developments.
Right.
Because if you don't have anywhere to put the water, or people can't drive on nice roads, what is there to build in? So.
Exactly right. And then JJ, you have a couple listings here to show us, and back to you in a moment, Scott, too. I want to talk about your business. 2 Orange County listings here. Start on Goldenwood.
Yes. This is 5612 Goldenwood Drive. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. It has an in-law suite, which is just fabulous. Family friends of mine. It's listed for $467,500. It basically has in the in-law suite everything but the stove, and a nice little living area and a separate bedroom. So if you want to be together but separate, it's the perfect house for you.
Great location, great
Sheffield
price.
Forest
really.
is an amazing neighborhood. Yeah. You're by the Celeste, you're by UCF, you're by Waterford Lakes, and all the traffic access points. I think, let's see, what are you, 40 minutes from the beach? Yes. This has also been pre-inspected. So the owners wanted to make sure there were no surprises. It's an immaculate condition, so they made sure everything was repaired. So it's ready to go, and it comes equipped with some insurance. The roof is all good for insurance. It held for the hurricane, most importantly. And then the HVAC is 2019, but it's a gorgeous property.
Awesome. And then up to Winter Park a little bit, Glen Ridge. Tell me about this one.
Glen Ridge is lakefront. It's right next to Baldwin Park and Windsong, and so it's a very walkable property. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home listed at $689,000, so it's under $1 million. And you've got a community pool just outside the property. So it's like your private pool.
Right.
And they like to sit on the patio and have their evening cocktail and look at the lake, look at the pool. But they had it decorated. It's a beautiful property. We've had a lot of traction on it. I'm sure it'll be gone pretty soon. Sherry was showing it like last night.
Yeah.
So, but it's tranquil, and I think my favorite thing about this property, besides it being all the bedrooms and all the living spaces essentially downstairs, there's a loft upstairs, but it's the location. You can walk to everything. Location.
Awesome job, JJ. If you'd like to see these properties, the phone number's on the screen. Scott, lifelong Seminole resident, business owner in Seminole for a long time. What do you do?
So we own durable safety products. So we design and manufacture high visibility safety apparel. So you ask, what is that? It's those ugly orange and lime vests you see people on the side of the road wearing. Good chance those are our products, and we sell through distribution channels in 48 states at this point. So we've
doing it a long time with your mother. I know it's a family business.
My mother is chief operating officer, so she keeps everyone in line.
Your mom's awesome. I love her.
Yeah, but we have our battles every once in a while, but we stay in our own lane. So.
Well, let's get together soon, buddy. Thanks again for coming out the other night.
Thanks
I love you. You know that. Excellent job, both of you. Here's what we will do. One last quick break. When we return, 2 fantastic agents with some great properties as You Have Real Estate continues. Does credit card debt have you spinning out of control? Call me today or visit youhavepower.com. Welcome back to the show, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this one here. From the west coast of Florida, Mollyana Ward is here. Hello, Mollyana. How are you?
Hello, Justin. I'm
Great
well.
to have you.
Thank
Miguel
you.
Carrillo is here. What's up, my man? How are you?
Good to
see
how you doing? I'm glad to be here.
And I'm excited to talk to you. But Mollyana, we got to talk about this lagoon. I don't like sharks. I don't like jellyfish. Everybody knows that at home. But this is like hanging out at the beach. You've got to tell me about this property because I gotta go hang out there.
Well, absolutely. So let's talk about the lagoon first, because that's usually what draws people in. It is lagoon living, lifestyle of Florida, and 7.5 acres of crystal blue water. There's only been one alligator. I don't know how he got in there in the 3 or 4 years that it's been open.
Really?
4 years, I think. So yeah, it is a man-made lagoon. There are little beaches there. There's a swim-up bar. So if you like to, basically live like you're in a resort, that's what it feels like. It's golf cart friendly as well, so you can drive your little golf cart to the lagoon and then drive home safely.
This is truly like a lot of people want to move to Florida to feel like they're on vacation. This is a vacation inside the neighborhood. I love this neighborhood. And the price point has always surprised me that it is still affordable there.
It is. It's definitely affordable. I mean, there's new construction there as well, still going on. But this particular property on Tansy Bend is on 31551 Tansy Bend. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's 1822 square feet. And it's a little gated community. It's a D.R. Horton model. So originally these floor plans were kind of designed for that over 55 lifestyle. So they're nice and spacious, open big hallways. It has brand new luxury vinyl plank flooring, all brand new stainless steel appliances, new lighting. It's on a little water feature as well. So it's a great place to just sit back and feel like you're in a resort.
Amazing, amazing. Miguel, now just down the street in Zephyr Hills, also on the West Coast, it seems like we have a lot of people that are moving from more central Florida over to the west side. And I like to show off properties over there on the show in case some of you are considering a move to the Tampa area. This is in Zephyr Hills, Long Island Court. Tell me about this one.
Yes, it's in the community of Stonebridge at Chapel Creek. It's probably 5 minutes from Wesley Chapel, 30 minutes from Northeast Tampa. This house is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It has granite, an extended lanai in the back. It's got a lot of square footage in the back. It's very nice. Zephyr Hills. It's in Zephyr Hills. Zephyr Hills is also known as the water bottle company.
Yeah.
Zephyr Hills water.
Yeah. Tremendous water over there.
Skydiving.
Yeah.
Like I said, and it's about 53 miles from Clearwater Beach. If somebody wants to go to the beach,
not bad at all.
And they don't want to live next to the beach, especially with hurricanes coming by. Some people don't want to be there. Maybe in an hour and 10 minutes they're there. It's a great location.
And they can come visit us at the lagoon.
That's right.
That's also too.
Yeah, make friends with someone who lives there.
And also Zephyr Hills is kind of taken over Newport Richey, which was one of the largest cities. Zephyr Hills just slightly went over that.
Yep.
People are moving there. It's affordable compared to Wesley Chapel, which is 5 minutes away.
Sure.
So why not live there? If you want affordability, you can buy there.
That's a spot for you. And if you would like to see either of these properties, literally, I will connect you today, or any property on the west coast of Florida. It's one phone call away. I'll connect you with these two literally immediately. 407-205-0400. I mean, you'll take off some Orlando people who want to come to the West Coast, right?
Sure. Absolutely. And our team goes from, West Coast, Orlando, Sarasota. We're all over the place. So.
Beautiful. What a pleasure it was to meet you, Mollyana.
Yes.
Come back and see us, please. Miguel, please come back too. An open invite anytime you want to come. How is that?
Sounds great.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back.
So much. What a show today. Most importantly, thank you for joining me today and every single Saturday here on You Have Real Estate. You want to get pre-approved for your dream home? 407-205-0400. I'm attorney Justin Clark, and I'll see you next week for more You Have Real Estate.
Free yourself of the stress of investment property management. Visit GoRent123.com today.
The proceeding was a paid advertisement. The views expressed were the sole responsibility of the advertiser.